Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another coffee talk. So today we're going to be talking about feeling lonely during the holiday season. It is actually pretty well known that people tend to feel a little sad or depressed or lonely during like the October, November, December months. It is like a seasonal depression, as some people call it. So it is actually really common to have all these kind of negative, sad feelings and thoughts and kind of just like maybe an internal battle that you may be going through. So just so you know, I'm going to start off with that. It is very, very common. So today I wanted to share 5 tips that could hopefully help you navigate yourself and your feelings and your thoughts throughout this time of year. Tip number 1 is to embrace the loneliness. It is okay to feel this way. Even if you're surrounded by people, sometimes that is when people tend to feel the most alone. It is important to acknowledge this feeling and this sensation so that then you can go on and take the next steps necessary to help relieve that feeling. So something like as easy as just crying it out, wallow in self-pity for a little bit, you know, like take a day or two to just lay on your couch and watch TV, maybe cry it out, write it out in a journal, write your thoughts and your feelings down, or any anxieties that you may be having. Just I just get so passionate about this because I can relate to this a lot as well. So it's sometimes a little hard to talk about, but I think that's what we need, is we need to talk about how lonely we can feel, especially during the holiday season, even if we're not technically alone, you know? And if you are, know that you are not the only person that is going through that. A lot of people can't see their families or have complicated relationships with their families, so they're choosing not to see their families, or whatever the circumstances may be. There are a lot of people that are spending the holiday seasons on their own as well. So that's kind of a little bonus tip, is maybe seek out those people, see if there's a Facebook group, or talk to some of your friends, or just colleagues, anybody else that may be spending holiday season on their own, and maybe get together, maybe have your own holiday season. Number 2 is to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Now this one is very hard for me personally. It is very hard for me to kind of look around and be like, oh, I'm so grateful for X, Y, and Z. Oh, these are the amazing things that I do have going on for my life. That is not how my brain naturally thinks. I'm actually naturally a pessimist. I always look on kind of like the crummy side of things, and I'm not proud of it. I'll be honest, I am not proud of it. But when you acknowledge the things that you do have, it will show you just how truly blessed you are, because so many people may not even have that. Number 3 is do something that makes you truly happy, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy or lavish. Read a book, paint, go for a walk, get a manicure, get a facial, cook your favorite food or something that you maybe you've been craving for a while. Go out to eat if you're like, I don't want to cook. That does not make me happy. I don't want to cook. Go out to eat. Buy yourself a burger. Like, it doesn't even have to be a fancy schmancy meal. Like, one of my favorite things to do is get In-N-Out. I'm like, oh, so good. Haven't had that in forever. Need to get some. You know, just something like that. Something that really makes you happy, so that it can kind of reignite that joy, and for you to see how many wonderful things there are in life. Number 4 is stay off of social media. I know this can be a little difficult, trust me. I'm a bit of an addict to social media too. But you don't need to see what everybody else is doing. When you are in that headspace, you don't need to be having that self-deprecation of scrolling through social media, through Instagram, and seeing all the wonderful pictures of everybody just for that day. Just for that day. I know that may seem kind of like, you're being so negative, why are you such a hater? I don't know. I really hope that's not how it comes off, because that's not my intention at all. You don't need to be seeing the little highlight of someone's life, because ultimately, yeah, they could be having an amazing time in that moment, in that hour, in that minute, but you don't know what's going on behind that camera. You don't know if they just had a fight and now mom is like, okay, everybody smile, pretend we're having a great time. Oh my gosh, we're such a happy family. You don't know. You don't know. Do you know how many times that's happened to my family? More than I can count. Everybody fighting, people disagreeing, and it's like, okay, smile, put on a good face so I can send it to grandma. Like, you don't know. But because we don't naturally think about things like that, all we see is like that instant highlight reel, that picture, that little video of everyone getting together. It can affect you deeper, and you know, we don't need that kind of negativity. So if you can remove yourself from a situation that doesn't make you feel good, why don't you? You know what I mean? And focus on yourself. This is the great and perfect opportunity to focus on yourself. So stop comparing yourself and take this time to self-reflect. Maybe see all the amazing things you have accomplished, or all the wonderful adventures you've gone on this year, or maybe write down a list of the things you still want to accomplish this year, or maybe even into the next year. I don't know, but self-reflect and just take that time for yourself. And number 5, talk to a therapist. I have been seeing one since the pandemic, I believe. I am grateful and blessed that I actually get a few free sessions a year through my job. So that is an amazing, amazing thing that I'm definitely grateful and blessed for, because otherwise I would not be able to afford a therapist. They are expensive. So this is definitely a luxury. However, I do think it is very helpful, especially if you find the right therapist for you, and it may take a try or two, and you may find a therapist and work with them for a little bit, and then after say a year or two, maybe you find that you're not really clicking with them anymore, and that is okay as well. Then you can go seek somebody else. But I think talking to a therapist is very beneficial because they get paid to listen to you and to help you with no judgment, you know, with no bias. They don't know you except for the things that you tell them, and they're there to help. You know, they wouldn't become therapists if they didn't care about people and didn't want to help people. At least I hope not. Speaking to a professional can help you unload all those thoughts and feelings that you are experiencing, and they can help identify certain triggers that could be, you know, kind of not necessarily causing that, but could be leading into kind of like a downward spiral in order to get to that emotion that you're currently feeling. So finding those triggers and kind of finding that root is what they should hopefully be helping you with, and then learning how to cope with that. Maybe certain skills that you should be kind of trying to acquire in order to help yourself feel better. But seeing a therapist and talking to them about it is something that could really, really help and be extremely beneficial to a lot of people. So I hope you enjoyed some of these tips. I know the holidays can be extremely sad and lonely and also joyful, so it could be a mixed emotion, and don't feel bad about feeling what you're feeling, because they're all valid. All of your feelings are valid because they're your feelings, you know? So, but if you are having a hard time, I highly, highly recommend seeking some help, turning to some friends or family if you feel comfortable. Like I said, talking to a therapist could be helpful, and just then also just working on things yourself, because ultimately that is going to be your job, your responsibility to help you get through this. Yeah, and I just want to say that I'm really sorry to everyone who is going through this time, myself included. I don't feel sorry for myself, but I am going through a more of a lonely time, especially this holiday season. I hope this makes people feel not so alone. It can be a very sad and lonely time, and I just hope some of these tips help you, and at least even if they're temporarily, like reliefs, but I hope they help you, and I hope you don't feel quite alone. I love you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.